our next guest today is Duncan Jr. of U.S. Coins and Jewelry in Houston, Texas. In addition to being a major dealer and trader, Kenny and his brother Matt host the Coin Shop podcast, which some of you may have seen. I was a guest of his about a month ago. So we're returning the favor and turning the tables today. And we got Kenny here in our studio, and we want to hear really, he asked me a lot of questions about how we do things at Gray Sheet and what our big plans are, but I want to know a little bit more inside baseball on what those guys do at US Coins, how they prepare for shows. We've got a really big show coming up next week at Central States in Schaumburg, Illinois. And I thought, this is a perfect opportunity for Kenny and I to get together, talk a little shop, and hear a little bit about what their bustling enterprise is all about. So Kenny, number one, welcome to our podcast. It's great to have you. It's good to see the coins in the background and see what's going on. You guys are doing a lot over there.
Yeah. Hey, John, I appreciate you and the team having me on and, making this happen. Greatly appreciated. We are. There's always stuff going on around here, so we stay pretty busy. But no, I do appreciate you guys carving out some time and your beautiful Monday afternoon and allowing me to be on.
Absolutely. This time of year, we were both saying I'm in Virginia, Kenny's in Houston, Texas, and it's beautiful in both cities. It's tough to be indoors right now.
It is. It's hard.
But gold is booming. Gold is over 2,000 an ounce and holding there as far as I can tell. And so tell me how that's affecting your business right now. I think that's the biggest move at the moment.
No doubt. So I feel like there was a lot of people on the fence, as we've, kind of bounced around this trading range of, before it got to 2000, but it was, 1850 to the early 1900s and just kind of trading around there. And we were getting some pretty strong action during that trading range. But, since we've had this little breakout and actually a couple holds over 2000 seems to be bringing some people out of the woodwork here. I'd be interested to see how it closes today. We've had a little rally back. I think it's a little shy of 2000. So just, for me, and just the more times and the way I'm looking at the chart, the more I see it holding over 2000, the better off I feel. But with that comes premium. And right. So that's a whole nother ball game right now. So US stuff seems to be pre-33 stuff seems to be very, very top heavy in premium, where a lot of your bullion coins, I would say during this same type of run last time, bullion coins were probably an extra 2 or 3%. So it's nice to see that the bullion product is still maintaining a pretty viable value in terms of premium. So that's nice. Albeit Silver Eagles, they're still crazy, obviously.
So Silver Eagles are a story unto themselves. I know, with silver hovering around $25 an ounce, we're looking at premiums for US Silver Eagles at about $11 wholesale, from what I understand.
Or $12.50. Yeah,
$12.50. Which is, should anybody buy Silver Eagles with a premium of 50%?
Absolutely not. Horrible deal. We don't even sell them in the store. We have them here just because they're a byproduct of what we do in terms of buying, selling from the customers. So we have to support coins that we've sold over the last 30 or 40 years. So we have a buy price on them and people are taking profits on them as we speak. We're actually buying a couple monster boxes when I walked back here. Right. So unfortunately, that's where we're at. I wish I could say it's something stable, but you and I both know it's not.
Yeah, I've heard that it's a lot of it has to do with U.S. mint supply and things like that. And we don't want to get into the weeds too much, but if somebody calls you and says, I want to buy 500 ounces of silver in 1 ounce form, what would you tell them to buy that's a more reasonable product?
Yeah, we sell them our bullion round product, our silver round product. We just don't sell them. Unless somebody just absolutely pitches a fit and says, I want them, we'll sell them. But it's not, because again, the way that our store operates is we offer a buyback, and we don't offer a buyback on the spot price, obviously, but in the premium, we want to take care of our customers on anything we sell. Right. And it just, Silver Eagles at, $14, $15 retail just don't make any sense. Right. And I just don't feel comfortable supporting that. I don't like it.
So what do you sell a round for? What do you sell a house branded round for?
House branded rounds right now, I think we're selling over the counter $3.95.
Yeah, perfect.
And we're paying I think $1.50 for the live product back. So we have a buy sell spread that we put out, in our emails and whatnot, and it's out on our board if you come into the store. We've got an interactive board that updates pricing, and we give a buy sell, obviously, to let all the customers know what their downside is.
Right.
So
Right. So
it's a good deal in terms of, I mean, they cost me, they were down to almost $1,
yeah.
not too long ago, and then all of a sudden everything started kind of getting crazy again.
Right. Well, I think the point to our viewers is this: if you're interested in buying some hard metals and you want some gold or silver, platinum, what's happening now is that the U.S. Mint is sort of upside down on its supply chain, and so they have to charge an inordinate amount of money on the premium just to get these silver eagles out the door. Whereas you can buy like from U.S. Coins or other reputable sellers, a house branded item, maybe a Canadian maple leaf, maybe some other coin, Fiji or, whatever, silver or gold coin for much closer. And really it's the same intrinsic item. So you shouldn't pay 50% over if you don't have to get some silver and gold. But I didn't want to get into too much of that kind of conversation with you. I want to learn more about what you guys do every day. So I want to know, I think our viewers also want to know, how much of what you do is in the store versus at the shows or on the web. Tell me a little bit about the evolution of your business and where you even see it going from where it is now.
Okay, cool. So one thing about the Silver Eagles before we jump on this one,
Sure.
is that I do think it is the most beautiful silver coin produced by any mint. I love the Silver Eagle. I think it's an absolutely beautiful coin. I love selling Silver Eagles, but I like selling them at a point where we feel comfortable buying them back. So I just want to make sure that we're clear on that.
Well,
I
listen,
love the product. I don't love the premium. That's basically what
that's right.
is.
I mean, and it's not, you're a trader. I used to be a trader. I mean, I get it. I mean, to me, it was always about the buy sell spread. I don't, whatever it is, what it is. I would rather announce a gold be $1,000 item than a $2,000 item just for the sake of, price point. But it is what, the market is what the market is, and we have to play. But it is crazy to think that the standard bullion item of the United States silver is 50% over its melt value.
It's crazy.
That is not something that is, it's, the mint will fix it at some point, then the premiums will drop back to $3 and look what, and who knows?
Yeah.
It's just not that's what we're talking about here. We want to protect our viewers, and so does Kenny. And that's what we're talking about is just what premium you pay. And a lot of people who buy such things, you tell me if I'm wrong, generally are long-term hold, right? They physically,
100%.
They want to own these coins
100%.
for a long time, pass them down, possibly, whatever. And so, be prudent about what you buy.
Correct. Yeah, you're right on that one. So to jump back into your question before, so U.S. Coins and Jewelry is the way we run U.S. Coins and Jewelry is we're literally just never satisfied, right? It's progress, it's daily progress, right? And the ceiling, we want to keep raising it, and keep running as long as hard as we can, while maintaining a healthy work-life balance, and also for our employees, also maintaining that healthy work-life balance too. It is, in a market like this, our counter is just severely under pressure. The phones, it's crazy. I mean, it's nuts,
Right.
and we're having to deal with, employees needing, an extra day here. We work 6 days a week. We run our counter guys 6 days a week, and they run hard, man. And trying to make sure that we're focusing on them, taking care of them, making sure they're getting the time off they need so that they can take care of our customers the way that we like them to. We have a certain level of customer service that we're just not going to back down from. And just that level of service has gotten us where we are today. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so intent on making sure that the health of our staff is as well as the health of the market. And they both have to be, especially when it bounces quickly like this, because it seems like when we have these $2,000 runs, you wake up and it's at $2,000. It's not like it was like a steady climb. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, bam, a couple of days happen. The SVB, bank deal, whatever they want to call it, or whatever reason that they want to, allow it to be bought up like it is. it just turns on like a light
I'm with
switch.
you.
And
I'm not an economist. I don't know squat about anything. I listen to some news or I don't, but basically, as you know, I always tell people I'm just a coin dealer when they ask me about where metals prices are going. But I mean, Kenny and I are in the same boat. We don't know what's going on, but we can feel movement. We can feel when there's a run, and then in a store, in a shop like his, they're getting phone calls because the bank crisis of about a month ago, call it what you will, caused a general amount of fear among consumers. Now, we're not talking about 50% of the world, but we might be talking about 1%, but it's enough that that group of people really want physical gold and silver because they feel that having this metal in their possession is a hedge against whatever. If the financial systems collapse, this group of people who are very much a part of our industry, want to own physical gold and silver, and they come to U.S. Coins and Jewelry and shops similar to that, or online companies, and they say, I want it, get it to me, be fair. I want to deal with somebody reputable. You don't want to deal with somebody who might sell you counterfeit. There's so many counterfeits today. So, you go to a reputable firm.
We're seeing a lot right now. I mean, and this is when, and I would just say this as a public service announcement, because there are a lot of amazing coin shops in the country. A lot of amazing, I mean, we're really blessed in terms of how many great people we actually have in this hobby. I've spent a little time in some of the other collectibles hobbies.
Right.
This is just, I'm a little biased, obviously, but there's just there's a lot of good people in this business. And, like you said, you can get good deals from your local coin shop. You don't have to go on, online forums or, online auctions to try to buy something for 1% less that doesn't have the guarantee of looking somebody in the face saying, hey, this isn't real, or I have my doubts. Can you replace it? So in this market, it's easy to, like you said, you get a little panicky. The news is running 24 hours a day with this fear concept. And it's like, I got to get my cash out of this bank. I got to buy, but it doesn't mean that you necessarily need to buy frantically, and you still need to make right decisions. Right. So a lot of the phone calls that we've been fielding are really, they're more educational questions about,
right.
And obviously we don't get into, I'm not a financial advisor, right? So I don't get into my opinions or my guess or my thought, or that's not what we do.
Your
We're
politics.
traders. Nah, I don't. Yeah, that's not my job, right? My job is to put you into the best product that we have and give you a great buyback and be super flexible and guarantee that product. More importantly, it's the guarantee. And do you want a guarantee from a guy that you don't know, or do you want a guarantee from a guy that's been in business for, the family business has been in business for 40 years, and do you want to maybe ride with that? So
do not try to buy an ounce of gold, which should be slightly over $2,000 for $1,500. It can't be done. If somebody is offering you an ounce of gold for less than $2,000, which they can call Kenny right now and get a bank wire for, then you are getting ripped off with a piece of counterfeit gold. If you try to buy silver for less than $25 an ounce, you're getting counterfeit silver. It's not possible, because this is like buying $100 bills for $90. You can't do it. And therefore you should be very suspicious about who's selling it to you. And really, we can't emphasize this enough, because it is pretty scary. The more people buying who are naive and don't know, there's a lot of traps. There's a lot of guys out there looking to swindle you. So be careful.
Well, and also it also speaks well and bodes well for our hobby, because that's how liquid the product is that we're selling. Right. You can almost, I can tell you, you should be able to take a gold eagle to 90% of the coin shops in the country, real ones, and they should be paying you spot or a small premium forward. And if they're not, I won't speak ill, but I just feel like that's a fair price to pay. Now if you're in a smaller town and there's a lot of shipping and things involved with it, then maybe I get it. Or the cost of money, I mean, John, as you know, the cost of money is going up. It's not free money. It's not 2% money anymore if you're borrowing it from a bank. So that does weigh into some of these decisions in terms of what you can buy and sell stuff for, and what your money's worth. And I can't tell anybody that runs a business what their money's worth, but I can say that I will buy gold eagles from anybody in the country and send you a shipping label. And that's how liquid our business is, and the items that we're buying. There's not a lot of other hobbies where you can go get, 99% of its market value instantly.
Right.
So that's why I think this is just such a great business, because there's so much liquidity. And it's the guys that have constant liquidity are the guys that I keep gravitating to. So to back to your initial question, where is a lot of our business done and where have we seen growth? We've seen growth locally and buying from smaller shops and building up our repertoire. And also too, just in terms of our items, how many items before we had a very narrow scope of what we did. Now we've got 7 to 8 revenue streams that are actually real, they're real revenue streams. And it's every day just trying to figure out how to make those better, how to be able to deliver better, how to be able to stand behind our product better, streamlining and all those things. And it's,
Right.
man, it's, as you know, running a business, it's a daily grind.
Right. And it's just amazing. I mean, you guys do a great job. And it's fascinating and just to add, to pile on more about this business. I mean, not only, in bullion products is the market really, really close. But if you're talking about, let's talk about rare coins and certified rare coins, PCGS, NGC, CAC stickered, all these coins, a guy like Kenny will make a really tight spread on $100,000 coin. I mean, if you buy $100,000 stamp, or I don't want to, or let's say a piece of fine art from a gallery on Madison Avenue, you're going to spend $100,000 for a piece of art, and the buyback's going to be 50,000, and they want to consign it. They don't even want to buy it back.
Good call. Yeah,
right.
They'll consign it for 50%.
And coins, Kenny, I don't know. You tell me what you typically will mark things up and sell them and buy them back. You want them back. The good coins we all want back because there's not enough of them anyway.
So we have a buyback. You and I talked about this before. We have a buyback program that we basically give 10% buyback on. There are certain coins that don't fit that, those that are tied directly to bullion. So there's a few outliers that wouldn't be considered for this, but we generally give a 10% buyback on anything CAC, that's for sure. And mostly PCGS and NGC coins that meet the criteria, which is about 85% of our inventory. And like you said, I want those coins back. If I stock those coins and put those coins out for public sale, then they're coins that I liked enough that I would like to own again. We don't stock the store with stuff we don't like.
Right.
And it's one of the reasons why, honestly, John, we haven't, I'll be honest with you, we're not huge, like this business model that we've started out. I mean, to be 100% honest, we're not really where we want to be yet. And we keep striving for, trying to figure out customer, trying to figure out these markets, trying to figure out what the right product is at the right price. And it's just getting a bunch of data, kind of your job. I take all the data and I try to make the best decisions for the company moving forward. We've made some good ground. We built a new website. It's easy to use. It's fast. It's free shipping. We have all the bells and whistles. It's just getting it out there and letting people know that, that we're here and that we're growing.
Yeah. And I think you and I we overlap in some ways. Doing these podcasts is certainly an example of trying to modernize this industry in a way. When I look at, let's say, the ball card industries or the playing cards, things like that, or even comics, these are generally younger industries. So the people involved in them are going to be are just likely to be more internet savvy than our business, which is generally been built up of dinosaurs, and now we're starting to see some young people get in, which is exciting. And I turn to young people that work for me. I said, you got to help me with this video thing, or you got to help me get on Instagram. Yeah. But that's not been a feature of our industry. So we are, as you said, I think, trying to figure this all out, trying to figure out how to reach, and who is it that we're trying to reach? Because if we try to reach 70-year-old customers, they're not watching Instagram anyway. So
no, absolutely
who is it that we're trying to reach, and why, and where is the next customer base coming from? And it's fun though, and it's exciting because it's still going. And I didn't always think that 20 years ago. So I'm really, I'm excited for your success. And tell me what it is. If you could say, in a year from today, you said, we have hit some kind of, goal and mark. Where do you want to be in a year?
Ooh, man. It's funny because I have a 5-year plan. I don't have a 1-year plan.
Well, you can give me a 5-year. I mean, I just want to know, what your goals, what's going on. Yeah, what's going on in 5 years?
So my goals, and one thing I've learned in this last, I would say it's like kind of like starting in the COVID period and kind of where we are today. So 2000 to now, and this is basic for a lot of people, I'm sure, but I've been see, you ever been in a situation where you've heard it 1,000 times, but once you start to see it kind of develop yourself, you hear it in a different way. You're starting to really visualize the way things pan out, and I feel like we are going to be limited by the amount of people we have on our staff that give everything they got. And one of the things that I'm looking for right now is looking to add key pieces to the staff. And in order to get to these goals that we have for 5 years, it's going to take that, because I'm giving everything I got. I know, Maddie behind me, all of our team is literally, I'm looking them scurrying around right now. I mean, we've grown. Well, you've seen it, John. I mean, we're doing pretty well, and we're doing that by, taking care of our employees and taking care of our customers. And nothing is possible without adding more staff. And we've made some attempts to add staff, and man, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's nuts trying to find qualified people to come into this business in the world of numismatics or the world of bullion trading, and really, really be able to do it day in and day out. It's a tough job.
Yeah, no,
So
appreciate that. It's a rare set of skills that we have. We have it here at CDN as well, and we're just a data company. We're not even touching coins, but
yeah,
but I can appreciate it, because you really can't turn to a college degree and say, I'm gonna see, I want college applicants with a certain degree, because there isn't a degree in numismatics. And even if you're a history major, which may touch us a little, it tells me that you're interested in history, but you're kind of liberal arts oriented. Well, liberal arts oriented is not really the same as day trading oriented. So we want
absolutely not.
a day trader who's got a real interest in history, or at least artifacts, and thinks coins are cool. And that person, like you, is kind of generated either from a familial relationship, or someone who rode their bike to the coin shop when they were 15, or
Right.
But we're doing some things over at the PNG. PNG Professional Numismatist Guild is going to start doing is really looking forward to getting involved in fostering young people in the industry. There's several programs that other dealers and organizations are doing, like the ANA, and this has classes. But what we want to do at the PNG, this is very much a current item, is we just want to have mentors and mentee kind of relationships, where someone like yourself can come talk to a group of young people. Maybe you get more involved than a single one or two, but you can share some of your expertise. And then there's this whole group of young people who are already trading or thinking about it, or friends with people who do it, but they don't have anyone to turn to. And so
Yeah.
we think there's a real opportunity. And then those maybe it takes a few years for people to grow and foster, but then they get into the workplace, and possibly it's not so hard for you to find talented staff, because now there's a pool.
So I'm gonna be 100% honest with you right now. I'm gonna tell you from the cuff. So this has been a very arduous process, trying to find someone who I feel like would fit the footprint of what I'm looking for. And what I've come to find out is that I don't need one, I need like three. Okay. So, I put a for the first time, I think, ever in US coins history, we actually put out a post of trying to hire somebody. And I was flooded man.
With applicants?
Honestly, it was, yes. It was a lot more than I expected.
Okay.
And a lot of them were probably just not enough experience. And some people just kind of dipping their toe in the water and just wanting to see how big, the minimum was 5 years experience. I wanted some eBay and some not social media, some e-commerce, background of some sorts, because that's really the first job that I was looking to fill was eBay. I want to grow and expand this part of our business, this arm of our business, and it's grown. I mean, I started it, with one guy in this closet right over here. It's now a vault, but it was a closet, and we had 20 listings,
Right.
and that was 2.5, 3 years ago. And, now we've done 30 something thousand. I mean, we're doing well, but I need more people. And you can't just put out, I can't hire a headhunter and go find a numismatist. They're really tough to find. And so that's great that you guys are working those programs, because I got a feeling you're probably a couple years ahead, because that's something that's going to be big time. in the next 3 to 5 years. I can see is just the level of talent. It's going to be, it's going to be dry. I got a feeling because you said it, and we talked about this before too, is like our hobby skews very 60, 70 years old, right? If you were to take the mean average, the mean of the coin dealers that have booths at Central States, what is that age about? What is that age going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be high, but I mean, I have been encouraged lately that in the last 2 years, since COVID or maybe right before, there's many more young people, at least combined with this older set. Than,
I agree.
10 years ago, it was really depressing, but now
I agree. But all these young kids want to be their own boss.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a lot
all
to
these,
like. There's a lot to like about this
more
business.
power to them.
Right.
Yeah, more power to them. I love it. I love to see them. The one thing is funny that we keep kind of coming back to in the office and is you can send me this beautiful, like just nice, resume. But the question that I have for a lot of them is like, what is your definition of snap?
Snap.
Do you have snap? Right? Do you
know.
Get it? Yeah, right. I mean, and it's a tough question because you ask them and they're like, what do you mean? I'm like,
what do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't even snap. Like, do you get it? Like, can I teach you something and you understand it? Are you going to do the work that's associated with learning? So you come into, let's just say, for instance, I hire a guy off the street that's a friend of a friend that needed a job, and we bring him in under the pretense that we're going to try him out for 3 months. And if we like him in 3 months, then we'll give him an offer of something a little bit more stable, and a 3-year deal with some incentives or whatnot. And my question is when I'm looking at those first 90 days, does this guy have snap? Does he understand? Do things click? If I say this is a 1 ounce eagle, this is a 1/4 ounce eagle, so there's 4 denominations of the American eagle. Is he gonna know that the next day?
Right.
Is he really bought in, or is he just looking just to collect a paycheck? Right. And finding those people it's a lot harder than I'm absolutely shocked and amazed by how.
Yeah, well, you're right. That's a unique individual, and I know exactly what you mean. I would so much rather hire that person than somebody with a 4-year degree out of anywhere, and means that they can open books and close books and make it to the final exam, and then they come and work for you, and they're just like, yeah. I mean, we all want that, or at least in our business. But I can tell you, in corporate America,
it's a completely different animal.
They don't want you to be creative. Being creative is not rewarded. It's everyone. It's almost like corporate America has become the post office of cliche, where if you're the guy running around moving boxes fast, everyone just gets mad at you because you're making them look bad.
Exactly. And you're setting a pace, and that's a great analogy, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. Right. Is because to those guys, they don't realize that I will pay over and above market money for a guy like that.
Right.
I'm not looking for marginal. Okay. I'm not looking for 50, 60K a year. I want to pay somebody crazy money, and then for to produce and me to rely on them every day. And we have that, right? We have one of those, and I want like 5 of them or 10 of them or 100 of them. I want a bunch of them, and going through the motions, trying to find these guys, man, it's freaking tough. So, hey, if you're out there and you have one of those guys, you better love on them, because they're hard to find.
Yeah, that's true.
Tough,
that's true. They don't show up on resumes, and it's exciting when you find people, and it's incredibly hard, and they don't fall.
I've got a stack of these that I'm literally going through over the weekend. Again, I had some follow-up calls this morning. I mean, I'm telling you, it's painful. It's painful, because once we make up our mind, then we have to do the offer. Now you're putting a number out there. You're exposing the market.
They might not take it.
You're exposing yourself a little bit, right? And it's just such an uncomfortable process. So one thing about when I go to Central States, I'm going to be looking, right? I'm going to be eyeballing. This will be one of the first shows that I'm taking Elliot and one of our accountants, and I'm going to go in there, and I'm ready to rumble.
Well, it's interesting that this came up. I didn't expect this to come up any which way, but this was on an agenda today for the PNG, that we want to become a magnet for the people who are interested in learning, and we'll try to separate the wheat from the chaff in that, and also point them to the places to get the education, but then also learn from mentors like yourself or other industry leaders, and who are willing to impart, an hour every month or two just to share. And then we get to, because we have to cultivate these people more. It's not going to work you getting lucky. I mean, that's fine. It's great you get lucky, but we don't want you to get lucky. We want you to have a pool of 20 people, and then, you can have your bidding war with other employers and things like that. But
yeah, that's a great opportunity, John. If there's anything I can do to help with that, I'd love to.
right.
Just that's a great opportunity. I think that's something that there's a lot of guys in my shoes that have these big goals, right? I'm not the only person in the world that's got big dreams and big goals, right? And before any of those companies are going to make progress, that progress has to start with a good set of people, right? You've got to have good people in your corner. And if you don't, I can only be so great, right? I'm not, if the success of this company was relied solely on my shoulders, we'd have been bankrupt a long time ago.
We can't all be Elon Musk, can we? I mean, we can't all do all of it ourselves.
No, it takes a village, man. It really does. It takes a village. And as I get older, I start to really realize how much we really need other people to put that, to offload stuff onto. And when you do, you need to feel confident that it's going to get taken care of just as you would.
Sure.
And man, that's a lot harder than it seems.
Yeah. And in our business, what's implied here too is the added problem that you have, which is that you have security. Look behind you. You've got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of coins back there, and you can't just let anybody into your house.
Absolutely.
And that's the scariest part about what you do. So on top of being a go-getter, on top of being smart, motivated, you have to be honest. And so integrity and honesty in our business is paramount, and our reputation matter infinitely, as some people find out the hard way. So great answer. In 5 years, so you hired some great people, and what kind of business are you running now?
I'm just running just a bigger version of what we have. So I feel like we have all the right tools. I feel like we've got everything in place to get us to that next level.
And they're doing all the hard work for you, and you're playing more golf and whatever.
I haven't played a round of golf in 5 years. I don't play golf. I don't miss the office much. If I do, it's for a kid's baseball game.
That's the beauty of the gray sheet. I can get a little bit.
That's good. Well, I'm happy for you. You've worked hard. You deserve it.
Well, I can work on a laptop anywhere, so it is different. It is a different job.
Yeah, I get it. I'm excited about that program that you guys do in P&G. That's going to be good for a lot of people, man. I'm
excited to tell you more about it. I'll tell you more when I see you in Central States. We're working on some details, and we'll obviously shed a light in a video and talk about it. But it's just obvious that this is really, and it's more obvious talking to you that this is something we need to work on.
They asked me, Rob Oberth asked me to teach summer seminar how to be a coin dealer.
Sure.
This was probably 6 months ago. And that should be a tie-in, right? Of kind of whoever shows up to that is obviously primed and mentally at some point in their life where they're like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is the next step. Why else would you take the class? So I did do some social media posts trying to encourage people to get out there and do it. And if, I have to, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. I don't, I want to do whatever I can to get some of these younger guys to kind of really see this is a great opportunity. There's a lot of good, the coin business is filled with a lot of good companies, and that's really rare. I mean, there's a lot of good companies in this coin business. And, if you don't want to move to Houston, that's fine. But I still think it's good for people to be able to get in here because you can make good money. You can do it the right way. You don't have to, we make so much, we make money doing things the right way. It's a good feeling. Right. It's a great feeling to be able to do that. It's awesome.
And if let's say you end up with a superstar on your team and you fostered them through, you identified them at 17 years old, and and then at 25, they said, Kenny, I got this. I don't really, I love you, but I want to do this on my own.
Adios.
Yeah. But that'll be a lifetime trading partner for you anyway. That's not someone you lose. It just becomes a friend for life. And again, it's just a weird nature of our business that I don't think any coin dealers are really in full competition with others. We all trade with each other. Maybe the auction companies are a little more competitive because there's a finite sets of collections that come out. But I always found the camaraderie in the between dealers was always enough similarity that was no reason for us to feel truly competitive.
Well, think of it like this. My dad would be of the same mindset. Don't bring somebody in and train them. They're just going to leave you and they're going to go on to the next place. my thing is, let's really find the ones we like. Let's really, really take care of and build a great relationship and a great, a great, like I said, make sure that there's a good work-life balance, right? I don't want to run them into the ground. I don't want them to work,
Right.
9 days a week. What I want them to do is I want them to work hard. I want them to have snap. I want them to finish what they're doing. I mean, finish it all the way, right? The 2 yard line is not finished. The touchdown is finished, right? So it's getting it to get them mentally prepared to just punch it over them every time, and get into that good work sequence. And once that happens, we start to see really good results. And that's when we can grow.
Yeah.
Like I said, in terms of what we've done as a family, we've done all we can do as a family, right? We need to build it with good people around us. So that's really I think
Yeah. And I mean,
everybody's really in that mindset.
I think your dad embodies the opposite of what he's worried about, because I mean, people love your dad and people are loyal to him. I know his friends, the people he does business with, I know he's been doing business with for decades, as long as they've been around. So,
Of course, yeah.
he knows exactly about those two-way relationships. I'm confident about
Yep.
that. So tell me real quick, tell me about next week. So next week we have Central States. You are so busy at the store. Is it worth going to the show? I mean, it's a trade show that national dealers will attend. Will mostly be this is not bullion trading. This is all numismatic rare coins, because bullion stays at home. You ship it. There's no point in carrying it. So
No way.
What motivates you to go to this show then, if it's so busy in this store?
Well, so this will be the first show that that Elliot and I will go to looking to solely trade coins. So we are going to try to open up a little bit more wholesale. We're going to bring, we're going to be bringing some fresh coins, and obviously looking for fresh coins. And we're just looking to trade, and we're looking to we had somebody that recently left us, that we want to go out and make sure, we want to sit down and have some conversations with people and make sure we're on good terms. And, again, just keep trying to build, like you said earlier before, is really good trading partners, to be able to call, because we come across so much product, and we produce so much product. We got a lot of coins, so
Yeah.
we've got to find other ways to get them out of the door. So we're going to go haul a bunch of coins over there, and I think we should do really well.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's certainly the market
So
for it. So you're just going to work on the relationships.
Yes.
Obviously you're looking for some employees. If you can meet two good people at the show, that's worth having a conversation with. And
I got a feeling it's a good point. And I wasn't going to say it, but you bring it up, so I'm going to say it. But yeah, I got a feeling I get a tug on the shoulder or a tap on the shoulder and say, hey, you got 5 minutes. I just want to know a little bit more, because I think people are probably interested. Some of the texts that I've been getting randomly are, what exactly you're looking for? What exactly, do I fit, really, is kind of what they're saying.
okay.
And,
well, we'll send them this video. We'll send them this video for starters. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And if you get anybody, I tell people like yourself, when you meet somebody, if you say, you'd be great, but you're not really a trader. You're more of a numbers guy. You just love your spreadsheets too much. Send them my way. Because that's what we just crunch numbers. That's all we do. We're just crunching numbers all the time.
Done.
Well, good. I mean, this has just been great. And, anything, I think these kinds of conversations can add insight to our daily lives and how we operate is fantastic. I'll certainly look forward to seeing you next week at the show, and we'll trade some stories and learn some more about it. Is there anything else, you want to talk about today while we're, here chatting?
No, I just, again, I appreciate you, having me on and giving us the opportunity to have a little chat. It is nice. I think this stuff needs to happen more often, just in our industry, because it is such a great industry.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I dabbled in cards here when they got hot, and you want to talk about getting the freaking rug pulled out from underneath you. Some of these guys have gotten hammered on baseball or, on sports cards in general. And it's just
fickle market.
Ooh, and if you would have went out and bought, CAC gold, certified gold back then, and you went and bought Michael Jordan's PSA 10, I mean, dude, we're not even having a conversation. The card trader is licking his wounds big time.
Right.
And
right.
I just feel like we got such a great hobby, man. Coins are so fun. They're so awesome. I mean, they tell such a great story. And, we're just going to keep trying to do what we can to get the awareness out there and build a strong team to take care of them when they come.
Yeah. So Kenny Duncan Jr., everybody, of US Coins and Jewelry, and also of the Coin Shop podcast. So please subscribe to his podcast, but then also subscribe to the Gray Sheet podcast and our channel, because one thing we're trying to do is build a nice following of people so we can continue to have these meaningful conversations, and we can share more about what's going on in this industry, about its growth, and really, because we're both believers, but for all I think the most holistic reasons about why this is such a great business, and we're going to keep sharing these kinds of stories. So thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks so much, Sean. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye.